Well, hello, Stampers. Happy Tuesday to you. We are continuing with our Waves of the Ocean Suite Parcels in the Post. So, my Parcels in the Post program has changed slightly. I am no longer going to have a plethora of parcels in the post ready to go. I will make them up upon request, okay? I think it's better for you to have a little patience than for me to be stuck with extra parcels in the post. So, I'm trying to make good business decisions. So if you would like an assortment of these products, the blue foils, the pretty paper, and coordinating cardstock, ribbon, and all the jewels, let me know. They're $25 for porch pickup or $32 mailed anywhere in Canada. Okay, let's take a look at the card for today. Here it is. Now, did you know that you can emboss on foil? So there's going to be probably a little bit of a glare here because these foils are just so stunningly beautiful. So this is a super simple card. My friend is the stitched rectangles. So I just cut a piece of this blue foil. I'd say it's a cross between Night of Navy. Well, maybe it is Night of Navy. And I just used not this die and not this one. Here we go. This one here. So I think this is the third largest die to cut a frame out. And then I used this die to cut out of I guess this is more like Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay. And I purposely layered it on here so that I could use this piece later. So watch what happens. See, I need the inside piece. So this is the piece that I need right here. And this piece, I'm just going to trim that with a paper trimmer, and then I'll have a little frame that I can use for another card. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? I think this was 3 1/4. Let me just double check for you. Yeah, that was 3 1/4. So that's the strip that I cut. So let's get started. So I have a base of basic white, which is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then I have this piece of foil that was 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and then it was die cut with this die. Okay. Now you have to be careful with the foils when you're using your liquid adhesive that you don't get it on the outside because it's really hard to get off. And I wanted to use the pattern paper, so I have this pattern paper and it is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And the reason I went with that size, if you cut a 4-inch strip, you'll get 3 strips out of your 12 by 12. So 4 inches is a really good measurement. And then when I lay this over top, it covers it up. See, so it makes a really nice frame for that. I just wanted that pattern paper to be the star of the show. And then when I put this on here, I pop it, I'm going to pop that up, and then we're just going to do some embossing. So let's get started. The Stamparatus, again, is our best friend. And then inside the Stamparatus, I have some really old, icky grid paper. But you know what? It still works. It's amazing how long a pad will last you. So I am going to, I think I could just glue it on there, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my removable adhesive. The link for this will be in the description. So if you're watching on YouTube, just click on the show more and a whole world of information will come available to you. I didn't always know that. So I'm trying to share that information with you. That's where you're going to find the links. Let me see. I'm going to put it up here. That's where you'll find the links to my online Stampin' Up! Store for Canada. I have to figure out how to do it for Europe. And also my Amazon links for stuff that's not Stampin' Up! So I want that to go about like so. I don't want it overwhelming the whole thing. So we're going to use Versamark. And make sure that your Versamark has been re-inked. You want your Versamark to be in top shape for your best embossing quality. So I'm just going to ink it up. Give it a good firm ink. You kind of hear it, you'll feel it kind of a bit of a suctioning sound as it pulls off. Then you know you've got it well inked. Okay, so because I only want to do this once. So we're going to give it a nice firm press. There. And now we just want to peel that off. There. And now we're going to take this off of here, move this out of the way. I I have a very, very vintage coffee filter that has been with me for a long time. It's getting thin. White embossing powder. And I found an extension cord for my heat gun. So actually they call it a heat tool. Now you want to give it a really good flick. Okay, be very aggressive in your flicking because you don't want extra powder. Okay, so now just put that in a safe place for a minute. We need to get this embossing powder back in the pot before we knock it over. Very good stamping practice. Oops. You know what? I don't need that sticky note anymore. And funnel it back in the... There. You don't want to spill your embossing powder. It feels terrible on a surface. It's all gritty like sand stuck in your clothes. Okay, so now we're going to hold on to it over here. The trick with foil is you do not want to over emboss or you're going to warp your foil. So keep a good eye on it. And when you see it change, move along. Okay, so are we ready? Here. So I'm keeping an eye on it, making sure I start moving. There it goes. I want to methodically move my way across so that I don't miss anything. And I'm tilting it a little bit so that I can see. Now I think I got everything. I'm just going to give it a tilt in the light and I don't see any gray shadows. So that's good. So you see how easy that was? And it looks just fantastic. It's beautiful. So now we're not quite done with our embossing yet. We're going to, this is tricky because it's a tiny little saying. And when you stamp tiny little things, it can be hard to get it to be clear. And you know what? It fits right on the end of this. So I'm super happy about that. So I have my darker foil now. And we'll clean off the wave. This simply chamois, look, I keep it in a clear case. And I made a label. And then I just rinse it out every day. And then because if you leave it out of the case, the edges, excuse me, the edges will get hard. And so then you just have to gently hold it under the water and just massage it ever so lightly and then till it gets soft and then squeeze it till the water runs clear. That's how you clean your stuff. It's a great tool. It lasts a very long time. We still do have our Stamp and Scrub with Stamp and Mist, and that conditions your stamp. That's a great thing to have as an extra, but I have found that this has been just wonderful. All right, so now we need our happy birthday. Oh, and guess what? I didn't put it back. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. Here we are. We'll put that right on the edge, and I see that it's, when they're so skinny like that, they sometimes don't lay flat. But we're just gonna, see, it's a bit crooked on my Stamparatus. You guys can't see this, but I'm just straightening it out. And I hope that's good. We're about to find out, people. So the key to this, I suppose, is to not squish your stamp too hard with the Stamparatus. Just nice even pressure. And just like with the Versamark, I'm just doing a light tap tap. Did I get gunge? I got gunge on my ring. Oh, embossing powder. There. Huh, who would? I didn't even know. All right. Let's give it a little. There. Even pressure. Up we go. And now the proof will be in the pudding. Let's get out our here. And this top that I'm wearing, see, that is from Yolanda's Fashion Boutique. Yolanda is my cousin and has a store on Highway 6, just north of Guelph. And it's a lovely little shop. So if you're ever in the area, I have some great pieces from her. And she's not expensive. She's very reasonable. I think this is going to be okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It looks a little bit like that that labeling tape from the Dymo, that old school. I'm there. Anyway, I've learned to give myself a little bit of grace. As long as people can get the general idea of what it says, we're good to go. We'll give it a good flick. There, that will help. Now let's give it an emboss. There it goes. There. I think that's legible. Yeah. Oh, paper trimmer. It is so nice to have everything right at my fingertips. I did some cleaning today. I organized my ribbon holder. It's in one of those Raskog carts from IKEA. And I think I should do a ribbon share soon. I have way too much ribbon. And it might not be super organized. There might be some from the annual catalog and some from the mini catalog, but that doesn't matter. Okay, it's time to start assembling. We have all of our pieces. So we're going to start with our card base. And I'm just going to open up that card, like so. We're going to use some liquid adhesive. This side is really nice too. Let's take a peek for a minute what that would look like. I'm being squirrely, I know. Let's see, in blues. Now with the blue, yeah, see, that looks nice too. And then, see, it's a little bit busier, but it really does, it's very evocative. But this time I'm going to stick with my more gentle scene. My Tombow is running low, but I kind of want to use it till it's totally empty. So this seems to be my adhesive of choice. I hardly ever use my other adhesives. I really love the fact that I have a bit of wiggle room, that I can slide it around, and it is really, really strong. So kind of want a bit of an even border around. Doesn't matter so much because we're covering this up. And you know, yeah, I was thinking to put the adhesive around the edge, but you know what? You should always put your adhesive on the layer that's going down. You don't want to guess where your adhesive has to go. It can get you into trouble. But I'm going to try. I don't want to get any adhesive on this foil on the outside. So it's important to have clean fingers. Not always easy for this squirrel. There. All right, so I'm kind of grabbing it by the very edges. And I'm going to lay it down. Slide it into place. So far, so good. Using the sides of my hands where I know I didn't get any adhesive. There. And now this piece, I feel like it stands out more when I pop it up. So I'm going to use dimensionals, and I want to be fairly generous. You know, sometimes I'm a little stingy with my dimensionals, but I want this to be super anchored. So I'll start with my 4 on the corners, but then I'm also going to do this. I know you guys are going to be shocked. And because I don't want to have any bowing or bowing. I want it to be really nice on there. So we'll take all those off. When I'm done, I will slide them off into my garbage. I know a lot of you guys use pokey tools to do this. I can't get the hang of it. So now before I commit, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to stand up for a minute. And that looks good. And now, just the happy birthday. Now, when I was making this card originally, I thought, well, do I want it like this? That's all right, but I kind of like it when it goes off a little bit. And so that's what I'm going to do. And this one, my original card, the wave is a little bit smaller. This one goes out a little bit more. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like the happy birthday right on, or do you like it coming off a little bit? Or right in the wave? No, I like it up there. Okay, so we're only going to put adhesive on the first half. And I thought I toyed with the idea of putting some birds on here, but I really like the clean look. So I'm just laying this like so. And I saw a little bit of oozing, but I'm not going to touch it. The liquid adhesive, this multi-purpose liquid adhesive from Tombow, it dries clear. So if you ooze a little bit, don't freak out. It's okay. So that's our card for today. I didn't stamp anything in the inside yet. I don't know who it's going to. Sometimes I finish the inside and sometimes I don't. The next card that we're going to do next week is going to use the wave dies over top of the stamped wave. So I'm pretty excited to share that with you as well. But you can see, I don't know if I can see it in that. You can see that I got a little adhesive on the bottom right hand corner there. And I tried using the adhesive remover to take it off, and it just ended up smearing things. So it's not perfect. I don't think the person who gets it will notice, but I know. And I could, I suppose, add a little bit of bling, but it's just sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I just love it to be simple. Let's have a peek. Maybe we'll do a little bit. What I really love, let's take a look at these jewels for a minute. What I love is that they come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shades, and in like you get a lot of little ones, and then some, so mostly little ones, which is what I use the most, and then some medium ones, and then some big ones. So which ones do you use the most? Yeah. So let's have a peek and see if we can, they can be so hard to pick up. It's like catching a mouse. Oh, there, flip them over. See, you could add some sparkles in your background or even in the wave. But I'm not sure if it adds to it. I'm doing it so that I can post a picture of both of them done. I guess it is nice. Sometimes I'm too conservative. Here, we'll do a bigger one in here, just so that you can see it. There. And then maybe a little green one. I know, once you decide that you want gems, then it's hard to decide when to stop. I'm trying to flip this one over, but it's just scooching along. If you guys know a good way, oh, there, flip it over. There we go. And there. I kind of like that little, doesn't that look pretty? And I have an odd number, as you see, 5 in total. All right, guys, that was an easy card. Thank you for joining me. The links to my store will be in the Show More section. And I hope that if you live in Canada that you will consider shopping with me. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's growing beautifully. I'm so happy. I'm meeting more people. I'm getting more comments. It just really makes my heart happy to connect with you and to find joy together and to share. You know, I really do think we can change the world one card at a time. I haven't made any cards for Ukraine yet, but I see that a lot of people have with the blues and the yellows. And it just creates awareness. And just be thankful for your freedom. And I really hope that that situation ends. And yeah. Anyway, hugs and prayers. Have a super day.